Tony Stark swayed with a hangover and left the travel agency in a hurry. Luo Tang stood at the window, watching Tony Stark disappear at the end of the street, with a slight smile on his face. The matter of the whip has been resolved, and now the palladium poisoning has also been resolved. Hammer Industries should jump out soon. He muttered to himself. Luo Tang's eyes lit up white, and he easily invaded the main control program of Hammer Industries. Hammer Industries Underground, Whiplash and Justin Hammer, have teamed up to manufacture hundreds of war machines. This technology is kind of scumbag, Luo Tang muttered. The background control of nearly 100 robots was quickly tampered with by him. Time and space wormholes appeared behind these war machines. Nearly 100 robots were brought directly to the travel agency, and then collected into the system warehouse by Luo Tang. Although these robots are not strong in combat effectiveness, they still cost a lot of money. Put it all away, maybe it will come in handy someday? It's time to receive new tourists. Luo Tang stretched his waist and looked at the tourist list. He is looking forward to the changes after the system upgrade. Tourist list: Tushan Yaya from the world of Fox Demon and Little Matchmaker. Tushan is the second in charge. Purpose of travel: beyond Tushan Hong Hong, sea level tourist. Smiling Denisa from the world of Big Swords, Big Sword number 1, the most powerful sword deserved. Purpose of travel: to find the meaning of existence, sea level tourist. Bic from the world of Dragon Ball, team up with Goku and others to defeat Vegeta's Namek. Purpose of travel: to become stronger, sea level tourist. Armin Arlert from the world of Attack on Titan, the first boot camp strategy test. Purpose of travel: to learn about the secrets of Titan, D-class tourists. Meow Meow from the world of Pokemon, Meow, one of Team Rocket's trio. Purpose of travel: to return to Boss Sakage's side, D-level tourist. System: this time there are 3 non-human creatures? Luo Tang lifted his forehead and sighed. In the system of Wanji Travel Agency, every time the tourist list is refreshed, some strange characters will appear. The proud pet Hamsuke, the dragon from the wizarding world. This time the fox demon Tushan Yaya appeared, so he didn't say anything. He could barely bear the Namekians, but even the Pokemon jumped out. This is too much. Are you sure there won't be a Blade Queen, Alien Brood or something like that next time? Tushan Yaya, Denisa, Piccolo. After Luo Tang complained, he rubbed his chin with a thoughtful expression on his face. Tushan Yaya, from the world of Fox Demon and Little Matchmaker. The system introduction is Tushan's second master, that is to say, during this period, Tushan Hong Hong has not yet turned into the cute Tushan Susu. Half file size Luo and Li with a wine gourd on their backs? This is not a nursery school. However, he hasn't studied the power of demon power, and Xiao Yaya is quite cute. Let's wait and see. Smiling Denisa, number 1 great sword in the great sword world, has a miserable fate and a pitiful life experience, and is still a puppet of the great sword organization. To resist the demon by implanting the flesh and blood of the demon to obtain the power of the demon. The power level is not low, but it can also be counted as a C-level top. Moreover, in terms of the purpose of travel, it is a little too philosophical. The meaning of life. For this kind of travel purpose, some people are born with clear goals, and some people live in a muddle all their lives. For him who is in urgent need of experience, it is unreliable. Bic. Luo Tang grinned. To be honest, he was really indifferent to the Namekian's appearance. If this thing is put in real life, it will be too shocking. Moreover, based on the timeline, at the moment Piccolo is really not strong. Even Vegeta, who has just arrived on Earth, can't beat it. Even if he accepted the order, the only benefit he could get was the cultivation method of Chi. It's better to wait for the system level to increase, and directly accept the list of Monkey King and Android number 18. System: I will take the travel orders for Tushan Yaya and Denisa. After Luo Tang's voice fell, the gate on the first floor of the travel agency lit up with ripples like water waves again. It was already 9 o'clock in the evening, but Thor and Loki, who still couldn't get off work, immediately noticed the strangeness at the door. The two who had been resting on the sofa got up immediately in a jerk. With the previous experience of Keisha and Liang Bing coming, the two immediately realized that this time they were special guests again. Thor reflexively bowed. Loki said with a smile on his face while praying that he would not be beaten. Two respected tourists, the president is already waiting for you upstairs. There was a slight smile on Denise's face, and she nodded friendly. Glancing at the little girl with fox ears beside her and carrying an extra-large wine gourd that was bigger than her body, she walked to the second floor first. She, who has suffered a lot, has already cultivated a big heart that is calm and calm. There are very few things that can shake her mentality. Cough cough. The air is so bad. Tu Shan Yaya coughed repeatedly, choked by the exhaust fume from New York. Although I was so nervous that I was going to die, I tried my best to pretend to be calm and followed behind Denisa. Welcome to come. Luo Teng stood up from the sofa and looked at Denisa and Tu Shan Yaya with a smile. The ability endowed by the system allows tourists from all over the world to understand both Chinese and English. A few people have no problem at all in communication. Denisa is dressed in silver armor, with a large long sword exclusive to the sword warrior on her back. Clean and neat attire, plus that long golden hair and a gentle and quiet smile. If it weren't for the lack of wings behind it, I'm afraid someone would mistake it for Angel. Tu Shan elegantly followed Denisa step by step. She is less than 1.2 meters tall, wearing a red robe with white waist, and the wine gourd on the back is bigger than her. The ears of the fox demon drooping on both sides of the head trembled unnaturally. The little girl, at the moment, is obviously pretending to be calm. Cute thing. Luo Teng sighed in his heart, but he didn't expect that Yaya would be so cute when she was young. Hello, President, is she a demon? Or a new type of warrior? Denisa greeted formulaically, then turned to look at the restless little fox demon Tu Shan Yaya. I'm a demon. Tu Shan's second leader, a new star of the Demon League, a pure fox demon. Bass, before Tu Shan Yaya finished speaking, Denisa's big sword was aimed at her throat. Stop. Luo Teng hastily shouted to stop with a constipated face. In Denisa's world, monsters are absolutely evil existences, sword fighters and monsters are completely sworn enemies. Tu Shan Yaya's words are completely in the rhythm of inciting war. Let me first explain to you the situation in your respective worlds. Luo Teng sighed. With a wave of one hand, the space-based system uses dark energy to project images of the world of great swords and the world of fox demons in the air. The gloomy and oppressive world of the great sword made Tu Shan Yaya almost cry at the sight. And although there are many fights, the theme is simple and beautiful in the world of the fox demon matchmaker, which makes Denisa fall into silence. Natasha Romanoff is trying to access the communication. Is it connected? There is a beep from the space-based system. Luo Teng raised his eyebrows and put his hand on his right ear. 9 o'clock in the middle of the night, Natasha Romanoff, do you have any unreasonable thoughts about me? Whatever you say. Now, I'm about to be beaten to death. Aren't you going to save me? Natasha Romanoff was breathing heavily, obviously using the sigil heavily. As a person without magic power, the magic seal left by Luo Teng at the beginning did not consume a lot of energy. Luo Teng's eyes lit up white. The space-based system quickly locked onto the current location of Natasha Romanoff. The corresponding image also appeared in front of his eyes. In downtown Pasadena, northeast of Los Angeles, at the moment has turned into a sea of flames. Because of the Green Titan gene, he mutated into the evil soldier Bruce, who raged wildly on the streets. Ignoring the army's artillery fire, destroying everything in sight. Natasha Romanoff frequently launched attacks against evil spirits, but without the means to win, the damage she could cause was extremely weak. Even this kind of attack made the evil spirit even more angry. If you want to run, you can leave anytime, and what about Bruce Banner? Luo Teng said speechlessly. I'm gone. Who's going to stop it? Bruce Banner has been brought back to New York. You guys are really asking for trouble. I can make a move, but what good do I get? Luo Teng sighed in his heart. Due to Natasha Romanoff's changed strength, S.H.I.E.L.D. forcibly took Banner from General Ross. Now no one can punish the evil spirit. If it is allowed to go on like this, who knows how much damage it will cause. What do you want? Natasha Romanoff asked deflatedly. Tesseract lends me a few days to study. What it is? Just ask Nick Fury, he'll call me if he agrees. Luo Teng hung up the communication and turned to look at Tu Shan Yaya and Denisa. Want to stretch your muscles? A few hundred miles away, there's an idiot destroying the city. In essence, his need for Tesseract is not urgent now. The reason why I asked Natasha Romanoff just now was because I didn't want people from S.H.I.E.L.D. to regard him as a firefighter. He doesn't have the time to deal with S.H.I.E.L.D.'s shit every day. Demon? Denisa looked up suspiciously. Well, it's almost like a big sword swallowed by the power of demons. Luo Teng scratched his chin and found a more appropriate description. Let's go. Denisa nodded. I'll go too, Tu Shan Yaya hurriedly said. When she came to a world where she was unfamiliar, the only person who could give her a sense of security was Denisha, who drew her sword just now. No problem. Luo Teng snapped his fingers. A space wormhole with sparkling ripples appeared in the room. Stepping into it, in the blink of an eye, he reached the top of a tall building in downtown Pasadena. Denisa and Tu Shan Yaya walked out of the gate together. On the street, The evil spirit's ability to easily destroy buildings and its powerful defense that ignored artillery made Denisa frown slightly. The long sword behind her was pulled out, and Denisa's amber-colored pupils glowed with golden light. 10% release of demon power. ROM, Director Nick Fury has agreed to your request, but only for 7 days. Natasha Romanoff's communication is connected again. Luo Teng watched as he was running between buildings at a high speed, and within 3 seconds he would slash at Isha with a sword, and a plan flashed in his mind. How will the government explain this to the public? Probably interpreted as gorillas mutated by nuclear radiation. I have a girl here, and I want her to be a hero admired. What? She is looking for the meaning of existence. Base. The bright sword light illuminates the chaotic streets. Denisa, who was wearing armor, wrapped the big sword with monster power while her blonde hair fluttered, and launched the sword skill, Spiral Sword. The high-speed spinning sword was wrapped in demon power, like an armor-piercing projectile. It quickly pierced through the shoulder of the evil spirit. If it wasn't for the quick reaction of the evil spirit, I'm afraid that this sword would hit his head directly. Roar. An angry roar spread throughout the several miles around. The people who were busy running for their lives stopped subconsciously when they saw the beautiful figure standing proudly on the top of the street lamp. People in the United States believe in individual heroism. With a fluttering white cloak, Denisa has a beautiful appearance and great strength. In an instant, he became a hero in the hearts of countless people. Perception is very sharp. High-speed sword. Denisa's right hand holding the sword trembled. The blade of the great sword was instantly endowed with unparalleled terrifying cutting power. With force under her feet, Denisa suddenly ejected. Rustle. Rustle. The cold sword light and the clear sound of the great sword compose a battle song for it the moment. The eyes of the soldiers holding guns were full of amazement when they saw the blood gushing out of Isha. Oh my car. Is it my illusion? She looks like a medieval knight, so beautiful. God. Is this the power humans should have? She defeated that monster with a sword. Haven't you defeated yet? Okay. But that monster doesn't seem to be able to hold much. Shit. I think I saw the angel who saves the world. Tomorrow I will go to church and pray, I promise. Discussion spread among the soldiers. Ordinary people who were fleeing originally took out their mobile phones one after another to record this beautiful scene. The beautiful knight holding a long sword, with a face of indifference, wiped out the evil under the moonlight. This scene, they can remember forever. Yaya, aren't you going to show your face? Luo Teng covered Tushan Yaya's small head with one hand. The smooth long hair has a smooth touch, and the more Luo Teng touches it, the more he can't put it down. No, I don't like protecting human beings. Tushan Yaya puffed her face, trying hard to break free from the evil hands above her head. It's just that no matter how much she struggles, it won't help. Damn you. My sister will beat you up. Tushan Yaya showed her small canine teeth, with a small expression of, I'm very fierce. Tu Shanhonghong can't beat me. Luo Teng pinched Yaya's chubby face. Feeling again, the little fox demon can really make people bleed. You're lying. Tushan Yaya, who regards Tu Shanhonghong as an idol, kicked Luo Teng with bare feet. It's just that in terms of length, no matter how hard Yaya tries, she's still far from kicking Luo Teng. Want to surpass Tu Shanhonghong? Call Big Brother, and I'll teach you. Luo Teng said with a smile. The already happy mood couldn't help but get better. The Wanji travel agency system divides tourists into grades. E grades are ordinary people, and most of them are war scum. D level, about 10 to 100 combat power, the worst and the strongest, almost 10 times the difference. The same is true for the C level. People with poor strength can barely destroy a building, while people with strong strength can easily destroy a city. Obviously, Tushan Yaya is a low-level existence among the C-level tourists. Don't bark. HMPH. Tushan Yaya pouted, and stubbornly turned her face aside. Then I won't teach you. You may not be able to surpass Hong Hong in this life. If you don't teach, then. Big Brother. Ha. What did you say? I didn't hear it. Bad guys. Ha ha ha. Luo Teng laughed heartily. In just a few minutes, Denisa, who had liberated 20% of her demon power, instantly cut off the head of the evil spirit. Shake off the disgusting blood on the great sword. Denisa showed a friendly smile to the crowd in the distance. With a movement of her feet, Denisa jumped onto the building and quickly returned to Luo Teng's side. After opening the space wormhole again, Luo Teng, Denisa, and Tushan Yaya returned to the travel agency together. Where do I live? Dini Shawa sat on the sofa on one side holding the big sword. Tushan Yaya followed Denisa closely. In her heart, she had already decided that Luo Teng was not a good person. There are 2 empty rooms on the 2nd floor, one for each of you. Here is the bathroom. The usage is very simple. Like a hotel owner, Luo Tang began to arrange accommodation for the 2 dutifully. By the way, he also connected the space-based system to Jarvis. Let Tony Stark's chef deliver a sumptuous dinner. Luo Tang's body, after integrating the angel gene, has the ability to absorb dark energy to replenish the body. In other words, in fact, he no longer needs to take energy from food. But in the travel agency, Denisa and the underage Xiao Yaya still need food. The same is true for Loki and Thor downstairs after they become mortals. After Sean Yaya and Denisa finished their meal, they began to take a shower on the 2nd floor. Luo Tang took all the remaining food to the lobby on the 1st floor. Oh, teacher, thank you for your kindness, your student is really starving to death. Loki praised Luo Tang with a pompous face. Thor looked at his brother with disdain, and sat down in front of the coffee table sullenly. He may not be good at thinking, but today he couldn't speak or move, but he thought a lot. I also understood why Luo Tang asked him to stand at the gate and bow to everyone who came in. Life requires mutual respect, whether it is a mortal or a god. Starting tomorrow, Thor, go to the restaurant to deliver food, and live like a normal person in this city with your own abilities. Luo Tang spoke to Thor. Thor's mentality has been calmed down now. What is missing is just learning how to get along with others. Delivering food is a good job, and you have to interact with all kinds of people every day. Moreover, there are 2 ladies living in his house now. Anyway, it's too stupid to leave 2 big men in the travel agency. Okay. Luo. Mentor. Thor nodded, and ate the food on the table. Teacher, what about me? Loki asked hastily. Starting tomorrow, you will expose all kinds of scams in New York, whether it is financial scams or pyramid schemes, and do your best to keep everyone away from the scams. Thank you, mentor, for your trust. I will definitely live up to the trust. Loki patted his chest with excitement to reassure. For him, it's just a matter of getting out of the travel agency. Outside, he has plenty of ways to leave this damned planet. When the time comes, who can control him? Luo Tang shrugged, thinking clearly about Loki's carelessness. But he didn't bother to poke it. Everyone walks their own path. He is only in charge of teaching, whether he can listen or not, that is Loki's own business. Asterisk 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 asterisk. The starry sky in New York at night is quiet and beautiful, and countless families have fallen asleep. But at the moment, there are countless night owls, but they are talking endlessly on the internet. Because of Luo Tang's words, S.H.I.E.L.D. did not prevent the spread of news related to the evil incident, and even contributed to it behind the scenes. Although the United States military tried its best to block the news. But when people were exhausted, countless videos spread wildly on the internet, and they couldn't even block them. Denise's heroic figure of beating demons with a sword was seen by countless people in just a few hours. Wherever there is a female knight in silver armor, there must be a message from me. Are we entering the age of the superhero? First the Iron Man, and now the female swordsman. What happened in Pasadena, is it real? Damn it, I was fascinated by that last smile and fell in love with her unstoppably. Dude, you're not the only one getting smitten. Heroine? God, she's like Angel, I gotta know her name. Countless messages are flooding the internet. The major newspapers and media, even the headlines for the next day's news have already been drawn up. It is conceivable that the headlines of the United States tomorrow will inevitably be dominated by Denisa. Military, it's really an eyesore. Luo Tang looked at the military who frantically blocked the news, and curled his lips slightly. With a thought, the space-based system quickly took over all the military's computers and communication facilities. The video that was blocked just a moment ago was quickly restored. Overwhelming news, intensified on the internet, unstoppable. The great sword world is a rather cruel world. As a sword warrior, while protecting ordinary people from being harmed by demons, he is also disgusted and feared by ordinary people. Denisa lacks a sense of reality in life and a sense of being recognized. That's why she wants to find the meaning of life. Luo Tang believes that when Denisa is identified as a superhero, there will be countless ordinary people rushing to come, and these people will also become the key to untie Denisa's knot. However, this kind of thing is obviously inappropriate in his small travel agency. Why not? Borrow the Stark building. Luo Tang glanced at the super building standing in the center of New York, with a smile on his face. Hey, you. Can you really let me surpass my sister? A weak inquiry came from the stairs. Luo Tang, who was standing in front of the window, turned his head to look at the timid Shanya. The little fox demon who just took a bath wrapped her body tightly in a bath towel, and her hair was still stained with water droplets that hadn't been wiped off. It's called Big Brother. Luo Tang smiled all over his eyes. Big brother. Yaya squeezed her small fist angrily. Be sincere. I'm helping you. Luo Tang covered Yaya's head with one hand. Big brother. Sure enough, fox demon or something, big love. How can I surpass my sister? Do I need special training? With doubts on Tu Shan's chubby little face, he endured the torment from the top of his head. Asshole human, don't know the fox's ears, can't you touch them casually? When I surpass my sister, I must bite him to death, definitely. No, let me give you a full body check first. Luo Tang shook his head. You really are not a good person. Tu Shan Yaya opened her mouth wide, turned her head and was about to run away. Boom. A resounding blow of the brain stopped the fleeing little fox demon in place. Tears welled up in the big watery eyes. Inspect. It's just an inspection. Luo Tang raised a big D on his head. He just wanted to ask, who taught Tu Shan Yaya all these messy knowledge? Damn it. Don't you know how many readers' bad tastes have been blocked by this? Don't touch my clothes. Yaya's small hands tightly gripped the small bath towel on her body, her face full of tears. No, just stand still. Luo Tang rolled his eyes. The space-based system began to run extremely fast, and dark energy began to pour into Tu Shan Yaya's body. 4-dimensional stereo modeling is turned on, and groups of data begin to appear in the space-based system. The genetic test is over, and the target has a very high-growth animal body civilization gene chain, which exceeds the database record. I found an unknown combination of dark energy and started to analyze it. This dark energy has a certain similarity with Casket of Ancient Winters. After matching the database, I found dark energy with unknown functions. It is speculated that it is an important part of the animal form. The animal body gene has a very high growth potential, whether to start deduction related to the fusion with the angel gene. No, Luo Tang rejected the proposal of the space-based system. For him, it is too slow to analyze step by step and try to integrate genetic advantages. It's better to directly choose to copy the other party's Tu Shan bloodline after completing Yaya's travel purpose. The character data template has been established and the analysis is complete. The voice of the space-based system came again. Luo Tang waved one hand, and a virtual image appeared in the room. In the video, Tu Shan Yaya's one-to-one data template surprised Xiao Yaya. All the data on the side made her jaw almost drop to the ground. Denisa, who went upstairs after hearing the noise, looked at the image on the third floor with a thoughtful expression on her pretty face. I now have 2 ways to quickly increase your strength. First, magic engraving, and second, artifact transformation. When Luo Tang waved his hand, the virtual images in the room began to change. In just tens of seconds, the space-based system demonstrated both methods. There is no need to say much about the magic engraving, just 1 ice engraving and 1 monster power increase engraving can double Yaya's strength. The attribute of Tu Shan Yaya's body is ice, so it must be handy to use ice to engrave. The other method, the transformation of the artifact, is to use the wine gourd that Yaya has been carrying on her back. This big white wine gourd is an out-and-out monster weapon. Analyze the space-based system, integrate a small amount of silver, and add Asgard's technology. It is easy for Luo Tang to create a low-end version of Zhanxian gourd. Xiao Yaya stared at the 2 methods with distressed expression, unable to make a choice for a long time. Can't I choose both? Yaya muttered, her chubby little face was full of anticipation. The little fingers moved together uneasily, that small shape was really cute and tight. Okay, but, call Big Brother a few more times. Luo Tang touched the little girl's head with a smile. Big brother, big brother, big brother, big brother. Yaya raised her head and called very kindly. Luo Tang sighed in his heart. The little girl is really the best to be lied to. Witnessing all this, Denisa had a slight smile on her face, and for no reason, a different feeling surged in her heart. Human feelings are what she lacks the most. Similarly, it is also what she longs for deep in her heart. It takes about 3 days to transform the wine gourd, a demon weapon, but it only takes more than half an hour for the magic engraving. Xiao Yaya lay down on the soft couch shyly, and fell asleep before the engraving was over. For her whose body attribute is ice, the process of magic engraving is like sleeping in a comfortable ice cave. There is no cold feeling like blowing snow at all. Luo Tang looked helplessly at the sleeping Xiao Yaya, covered her with a quilt, and closed the door of the room. President, are you a pure human? Denisa sat on the sofa on the 3rd floor. Between the words, the tone of invisible was lightened, as if afraid of disturbing Yaya's rest. Probably, not very pure. Luo Tang touched the tip of his nose. The golden wings spread out on the back, and the golden light flowing on the wings illuminated the dark room brightly. After possessing the angel gene, his genes deviated from ordinary humans. With each enhancement, although there is no difference in appearance from humans, he is more like angel than humans. Holy, bright, pure. Really enviable power. Denise's eyes are blurred, and she has exceptionally keen insight into any power. Compared with Luo Teng's power, the demon power in her body is like maggots in the sewer. Disgusting, dark, rotten. Do you want to become an angel? In Luo Teng's space-based system, perfect genetic improvement methods are recorded. Although Denise's body has undergone considerable genetic changes due to the implantation of demon flesh and blood. But transforming it into an angel is at best more complicated than ordinary people. The only trouble is that Luo Teng may need to use several machines. After all, Denise is different from the angel in the world of the super seminary. There is no recessive angel gene in her body. She wants to become an angel, not to activate genes, but to directly change genes. After Luo Teng returned from Asgard, the space-based system has gradually processed and analyzed the other party's tens of thousands of years of accumulated knowledge. Although his strength has further improved a lot. But the resolution progress of Reality Gem stopped at 97%. Without the last 3%, he still couldn't create the Void Engine. Naturally, there is no way to change Denise's genes in a single thought. Does this bother you? Denise was silent for a long time before speaking again. Not really. Luo Teng shook his head. I became an angel, my world, will it change? What changes do you expect? The big sword will no longer turn into a monster. People are no longer afraid of the big sword. The monster can really disappear. It's hard, but if you do it seriously, it should be fine for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years. With the angel gene, it is still very easy to live for tens of thousands of years. Luo Teng stood up from the sofa, waved at Denise, and opened a space wormhole casually. Caltech's Advanced Genetic Research Base. Luo Teng snapped his fingers, guarding the security of the research base, and all fell asleep. The will of ordinary people can hardly resist the attack of dark energy. Moreover, with the technique of dual expansion and regression frame, they wake up tomorrow, and they will only think that they are lazy and fell asleep. Caltech, as the top university that cultivated the Green Titan, has a top laboratory. In Luo Teng's opinion, the equipment here is a little behind, but it can already meet his needs. It's been a busy night. When Luo Teng and Denise returned to the travel agency again, it was already 8 o'clock in the morning. Tu Shan Honghong was still sleeping soundly while hugging the pillow. Even in a completely strange place, the little girl can still sleep until the sun rises. Thor and Loki have left the travel agency. Thor, who has reformed himself, followed Luo Teng's words, found a restaurant, and applied for the other party's food delivery staff. Loki, on the other hand, began to make small movements restlessly. Beep, beep, on the first floor of the travel agency, the doorbell rang. Early in the morning, Natasha Romanoff led a group of agents and waited at the door of the travel agency. With a smile on Luo Teng's face, he waved his hand, and the rolling shutters of the travel agency closed automatically. Natasha Romanoff, is shield ready? Luo Teng lay on the railing with a smile on his face. The old diehards in the military were almost scared to death and cooperated with all their strength, Natasha Romanoff said angrily. Last night Luo Teng hacked the computers of the entire military. If it wasn't for Fury's pressure, I'm afraid there will be thousands of soldiers in front of the travel agency this morning. If someone disagrees, you can tell me the name. Luo Teng smiled, and did not pay attention to the general. To put it bluntly, it is easy for him now to destroy this country. If someone dies, he doesn't mind making the world less moths. Oh, stop threatening me. That beautiful lady, are you ready? Natasha Romanoff decisively changed the subject. Denisha, go with her and enjoy everything you should enjoy. Luo Teng turned to look at Denisha. Last night, Denise was not only genetically altered, she became a real angel. Luo Teng even created a small system called the Great Sword System for the opponent. Although the calculation frequency is only a pitiful 1 frequency, it is enough for Denise to know the situation in this world. Definitely, the other party also knew how to turn the big sword implanted with the flesh and blood of the demon into an angel. Yeah. Denise nodded slightly in response, showing a faint smile at Natasha Romanoff. Oh, you are so beautiful, Denise. Natasha Romanoff couldn't help but complimented Denise. I don't know if it's an illusion. She felt that although Denise was dressed exactly the same as last night, she was even more beautiful. Moreover, the aura of the other party also made her feel very kind. Thank you. After being praised, Denise's expression was slightly unnatural. Facing Natasha Romanoff, he naturally held her hand. After hesitation, she didn't shake it off. After watching the two leave the travel agency, Luo Teng returned to the third floor and turned on the TV. On TV. In the Stark building, there are now hundreds of media professionals. The noise resounded throughout the media hall. Just over 10 minutes later, Natasha Romanoff and Denisa appeared on TV. My name is Denisa, occupation, Great Sword, I am the female warrior you saw last night. In the Stark building. Denisa's simple words made the news conference audible. There is no official prevarication. There is no nonsense made up to fool the people. No more threats and intimidation. Such a straightforward sentence surpassed everyone's expectations. After the reporters regained their senses, they frantically rushed to the stage, and questions were asked out of their mouths one after another. Miss Denisa. Are you Angel? Excuse me, Ms. Denisa, are you a humanoid weapon made by the government? Ms. Denisa, are you responsible for this statement? Is the weirdo who made a fuss in Pasadena last night also the product of a failed government biogenetic experiment? Are you ready to face everyone's condemnation for conducting human experiments? Questions swarmed in one after another, and Denisa looked at Natasha Romanoff on the side. Some of these questions she could answer, but she didn't want to bother with them at all. Natasha Romanoff put one hand on the Bluetooth headset and said something in a low voice. Nick Fury, who had been waiting in the background, walked to the high stage of the press conference. Without any hesitation, he pulled back the curtain that had been hidden behind him. Avengers, just 5 big characters made the scene instantly silent. Nick Fury took the microphone and explained the meaning of these 5 characters. Rot's move forced S.H.I.E.L.D. to appear in front of ordinary people in advance, and even announced the Avengers plan. Ha! Tu Shan Yaya was awakened by the sound of the TV, yawned a little, and walked out of the room. Seeing Luo Teng sitting on the sofa, the little girl's face instantly turned red. She slept naked in Luo Teng's bedroom last night. Want to see Sister Denisa? Luo Teng waved to the little girl. Hum. Yaya nodded, and sat down on the sofa with a slightly red face. The live broadcast on TV is still going on. The Avengers plan has been implemented since the 1990s, and we have been committed to protecting the Earth and protecting the people. Nick Fury talked eloquently at the press conference. He didn't get to the point until he knocked all the reporters into a daze. Members of Avengers, Captain America, Steve Rogers, Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, Great Sword, Denisa, Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff, Hawkeye, Clinton Francis Barden. Apprentices, Iron Man, Tony Stark, Green Titan, Bruce Banner. For every person Nick Fury said, someone walked up to the stage. Captain America, Marvel, Natasha Romanoff, Hawkeye, Iron Man, Green Titan. Except for the existence of Denisa, replacing the existence of Thor, Nick Fury has assembled an early Avengers team in a short period of time. Oh, damn it, I'm actually an intern. Tony Stark straightened his collar and said with a grim expression. God. Why did I come here? Bruce Banner looked terrified. Shut up, or I'll teach you how to behave. Captain Marvel glanced at the two of them and said unhappily. When she received Fury's message, she thought something big happened to the Earth. Unexpectedly, it was actually for the establishment of an alliance organization. Moreover, this alliance organization is unreliable no matter how you look at it. The Flash is flickering like crazy. The atmosphere at the scene reached an unprecedented height. The successive appearance of everyone, although the focus of Denise's attention has been reduced a lot in an instant. But it also made her, who was a little at a loss, gradually relax. Hero? Can warriors with great swords also become heroes and enjoy the praise of heroes? Denisa lowered her head and asked herself. Maybe it was impossible, but what if she returned to her original world? The Great Sword Organization, like the Avengers, exists to protect ordinary people. She will change the world, she will. Asterisk. Ding, tourist Denisa. The purpose of the trip has been achieved. You can return to the original world at any time, or wait for the expiration of 1 month to return to the original world. Ding. Complete the tourist reception. The host can choose any ability, bloodline, and item from Denisa. In the travel agency, Luo Teng listened to the system prompts that came to mind one after another, with a smile on his face. Although surprised that Nick Fury would contact Captain Marvel so early. But his relationship with him has wool. Turning his head to look at Tu Shan Yaya, who was full of envy, he stroked the little girl's head with one hand and asked. Can you feel the change in your own ability? Huh. No. What's the matter? Let's go, I'll take you outside for an experiment. Luo Teng took a sip speechlessly, and waved his hand to open a space wormhole. The two walked out of the travel agency and went directly to the icy and snowy Mount Everest. The bitter cold wind blows Luo Teng's hair. Feeling the abundance of ice elements around him, he turned his head to look at Tu Shan Yaya. Is it ice and snow? Tu Shan pouted in dissatisfaction. Using your own strength to surpass your sister, isn't it more fulfilling than simply relying on brute force? Big brother, it's the first time you speak so logically. Tu Shan Yaya began to experiment with the improvement of her ability with a serious face. Even the weakest C-rank tourist is still a C-rank. Tu Shan Yaya, who was originally a Class C, possessed terrifying powers that ordinary people could hardly imagine. After the double increase of the monster power enhancement engraving in the ice engraving, its power has doubled. Blizzard hits Mount Everest. The originally clear sky turned cloudy, and the icy cold wind blew up all over the sky, and the temperature suddenly dropped to the extreme. Chi-chi. Dots of golden light like sparks flickered beside the two of them, and quickly expanded into a portal as tall as one person. Sorcerer Supreme Ancient One walked out of the portal with a solemn face. Luo Tang? Ancient One saw Luo Tang's figure, and his original solemnity turned into astonishment. Ancient One Magician, I'm about to finish my work here and go take a look at yours. Luo Tang greeted. I think the honorable title of Master of the Nine Worlds has made you no longer want to read the knowledge of Kamar Taj. How come? I was just delayed by some mundane things. Luo Tang shrugged and said something with a smile on his face. His reality gem has been resolved to 97%, only 3% to be resolved. Even for this 3%, Kamar Taj must go. It's not suitable for practicing secret magic here. Ancient One Magician glanced at Tu Shan Yaya, who was having a great time playing. With a wave of his hand, the mirror space expanded rapidly, pulling the two of them directly into the mirror space. I know that too, but I haven't learned your trick yet. Luo Tang shrugged. The space-based system in the body quickly began to analyze the principle of this spell. The magician in the Marvel world has various titles such as Necromancer, Magician, and Magician. The magic it casts is called Secret Magic, which contains a variety of magical effects. Mirror space is one of them. The knowledge of Kamar Taj can be shared. Ancient One smiled. As sparks flickered, a portal appeared behind her, leading directly to Kamar Taj. You play first, I'll go out for a while. Luo Tang patted Tu Shan Yaya's little head, turned his head and followed Ancient One Magician out of the portal. Avengers, did you get Nick Fury to form ahead of time? The Ancient One Magician asked Luo Tang as he wandered through Kamar Taj. His own decision. I'm just helping a girl named Denisha to find the meaning of existence. She needs to be recognized. Denisha, a girl like Fubuki. Essentially the same, but her experience is more complicated and darker. Ro, you are an amazing person. While we are still helping Earth, you are already helping other worlds in the multi-universe. You are the greatest person I have ever met. Is it appropriate for you to praise me so much? Luo Tang was a little embarrassed. Very suitable. The Ancient One Magician nodded with a smile and pointed to the library on one side. The library is there. I have already greeted Wang, and he will cooperate with you. Before that, I think it's better to bring Yaya back first. I believe it only takes a short time for you to master them all. Hope so. Luo Tang curled his lips and walked into the library. The puzzles given to him by the Ancient One Magician are obviously similar to the ones used to test Dr. Strange Stephen Strange back then, all to stimulate the learners. Just Ancient One Magician obviously underestimated his learning speed of knowledge. Wang, first time meeting. Luo Tang walked into the library, saw the chubby Wang, and raised his hand to say hello. Nice meeting, Ancient One Magician. I have already told you, I will cooperate with you. Wang nodded sternly. I want to learn about mirror space and space teleportation. This is the Book of Sight, the New Universe, the Supreme Code, the Key of Solomon. Wang shuttled through the library, and put books that were simple and full of vicissitudes in front of Luo Tang. The white glow of the space-based system appeared in Luo Tang's eyes. A few books on the table, automatic without wind. Under the control of dark energy, the pages of the book were lifted, and the entire book was quickly flipped through at a dizzying speed. Luo Tang closed his eyes and pondered for a few seconds, then said, Wang, I have finished reading, but they are just basic theoretical expositions. Wang's cheeks twitched slightly, and the original calmness no longer existed. 5 books were read in less than 5 minutes. Is this the speed that human beings should have? Master of the 9 realms, the speed at which he absorbs knowledge is really amazing. Wang bowed slightly, his eyes full of respect. You all know this title? That guy Odin, didn't I say no? People who are rich in knowledge will always be respected. If you have read the books in Asgard for thousands of years, you don't need the King of God to publicize your virtue and wisdom. That's okay too. Come with me, the book you need is at the back. Wang took Luo Tang to the back of the library. On the sign, it clearly stated that this area is only open to magicians. Several books were put back in front of Luo Tang. Luo Tang, as before, quickly read the few books in front of him. The thickness of each book in front of Luo Tang is more than 5 centimeters. Among them, the simplest, basic secret technique energy can make countless magicians watch it for a year and a half. It's just that under the general bug ability of the space-based system, these books were quickly read and recorded. After Luo Tang closed his eyes and sorted out the data, he understood all the concepts and theories of spells. Especially the mirror space and space teleportation he mentioned. Wang also included Ancient One Magician's separate commentary on the 2 arcana in his selection of several books. It can be said that Luo Tang's current research on the 2 secret arts is not inferior to the Ancient One Magician. Wang, can I borrow your Zan ring? Luo Tang turned to look at Wang, who was on the side. Definitely. There was strangeness and expectation in Wang's eyes. Even after seeing Luo Tang's terrifying reading speed, it is also hard for him to believe that someone can learn the secret technique in such a short period of time. After all, if this thing is simple, then in Kamar Taj, why are there so many people practicing day and night? Luo Tang took the mysterious ring from the king. Did not choose to use it directly, but used the space-based system to analyze its structure. After just a few tens of seconds, he threw the Zan ring back to the king. The mysterious ring is a magic weapon unique to Kamar Taj. Some magic is too difficult to handle, so, the wise magician imbues objects with it. In this way, when using magic, it only needs to consume a small amount of energy and mana to achieve the purpose of casting the spell. Thanks. Luo Tang said something, and his right hand swiped across the air. Like the Ancient One Magician, a circle of light flickering with sparks appeared in the library. On the other side of the aperture, the cold wind is on the Mount Everest where Luo Tang was just now. Luo Tang jumped into the aperture, and when the aperture was closed, the mirror space magic was activated. Oh shit. Wang looked at the empty library with horror in his eyes. Luo Tang, from entering the library to now, 10 minutes? Is it enough? In 10 minutes, he was able to cast space teleportation without a mysterious ring, and even mastered a higher level of mirror magic. Damn. He felt Asgardian as Kamar Taj Hong Kong holy place. You should go back to farming. Chi. The halo of golden sparks lit up in the library again. Not far away, the teleportation gate appeared again. Luo Tang returned to the library with Tu Shanya, the little fox demon who still looked excited. Master of the 9 realms. Wang murmured, his eyes full of horror. He didn't realize it until at the moment. What kind of terrifying existence is the man who can be respected by Odin as the master of the 9 worlds? Hey, Wang, help me take care of her. Luo Tang touched Tu Shanya's little head. I'm not a child, so I don't need to take care of. Tu Shanya pouted. Son, Hong Kong's candied haws are the best in the world. Wang said to Yaya with a smile on his old-fashioned face. I've said it all, I'm not a child, where is Hong Kong? Ha 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 ha. Wang laughed and waved to Yaya, and headed towards the rear of the library, leading to the gates connecting the 3 holy places. Luo Tang handed over Yaya to Wang, and he was quite relieved. Although this guy has a weird smile and always has a straight face, he is very reliable. At least in the original book, after the death of Ancient One Magician, he still guards the earth. Instead of defecting from Kamar Taj like Mordu, another disciple of Ancient One Magician. After the 2 left, Luo Tang looked at the library's collection of more than 10,000 books. 1/3 of Asgard's collection of books is recording those tens of thousands of years, which is comparable to the long history of the old lady's foot wrap. They proclaim that every monarch, even an expedition, can write millions of words in length. And every technological innovation will be recorded in detail. The advantage of that is that, just like stepping up, from kindergarten to university, every stage is very clear. The downside is that there are so many books. Ordinary people never want to read it all their lives. Unlike Kamar Taj, the collections here are all high-quality books, and there are very few unusable contents. Ancient One Magician, all knowledge is refined in it. Rise. Luo Tang let out a low cry, and more than 10,000 books flew up. Under the control of dark energy, all books are quickly turned pages and recorded in the space-based system database. With a 16-frequency supercomputer, it is too easy to record more than 10,000 books at the same time. The database may be time concept data and practical operation data, obtain space concept data and practical operation data, obtain spiritual concept data and practical operation data, obtain multidimensional universe concept data and practical operation data, obtain void concept data and practical operation data. Reality Gem got the support of database data, restarted parsing. 0.1%, 0.30%, 0.60%, 0.90%. Damn. Luo Tang heard a series of prompts from the space-based system, and couldn't calm down anymore. Looking at the 97% deduction process, breaking through to 98%, and continuing to advance to 99%. There is a strong hope in his eyes. 0.100%. The reality gem analysis is complete, the void data is complete, and the anti-void concept is complete. Come on. Anti-void engine. Dad is here. Luo Tang cheered excitedly, and the books in the library were still being read and collected. But he no longer cares about these books. Space-based system. Start simulating void data. Match the existing database, and build an anti-void engine. Luo Tang's tone trembled slightly. With a 16-frequency space-based system, if it is paired with an anti-void engine, he can become stronger than Ge Shaolun in an instant. And the ability to create things out of thin air, analyze everything, and invalidate all concepts. Already be called a god. True god. The anti-void engine is installed, the theoretical data is constructed, the four-dimensional core is constructed, and the ideology is connected. Layers of data gathered in Luo Tang's sea of consciousness. The initial space-based system is like a huge flowerpot. Luo Tang's subject consciousness and self-awareness are the backbone of the green plants in the flowerpots. Small databases are densely packed branches on the trunk. But at the moment, the construction of the anti-void engine completely changed Luo Tang's sea of consciousness. Based on the space-based system, the framework of the triangle of consciousness is constructed. Based on the concept of anti-void, an anti-void triangle framework is constructed. The two triangles began to slowly integrate and overlap each other, forming a multifaceted hexagonal body shining with golden light. 8 sides, 12 vertices, 18 sides of a multifaceted hexagonal body, just the appearance is far stronger than the core. The database began to transfer, the subject's consciousness began to transfer, the secondary biological engine was turned on, the anti-void engine was built, there was a lack of void particles, and the void ability failed. The new engine restarted, and Luo Tang, who seemed to be asleep, slowly opened his eyes. Lack of void particles? Luo Tang raised his eyebrows. In the super seminary, Carl created the void engine with the help of void particles. Keisha created a sub-biological engine with Angel's wisdom and database, and installed it in the bodies of Yan and others. Ge Shaolun created the core, which theoretically has the concept of invincibility, but in essence, it is a secondary biological engine created by himself. It is more than a bit weaker than the engines of Qian and others. The concept is invincible, but the hardware facilities are too weak. So Ge Shaolun's universe, facing Hua Yi's black hole engine, was turned off without even a fart. Void particles. Luo Tang underestimated. Flipping out the reality gem from the system warehouse. The fluid reality gem penetrated into his body instantly. Discover void particulate matter, and start building the void engine again. The construction progress is 1%, 2%. After reading the article again, a satisfied smile appeared on Luo Tang's face. The hexagonal new system in the sea of consciousness erupted with brilliant light, and the red reality gem slowly merged into the new engine. 100%. The void engine is built. The space-based system is completely closed and integrated with a new engine. The core computing speed is 48 frequencies. It has high-level gene rewriting, high-level definition of matter, high-level concept rewriting ability, high-level void and anti-void ability. Please name the new system. A series of beeps came. Luo Tang wiped his face. Whether it was the voice in his head or the new system in the sea of consciousness, he was very excited. After obtaining the space-based system from Hexi, he has been trying to create a void engine. Now it finally works. The new system is called the Heavens. Luo Tang clenched his fists and said the name he had thought of for a long time. The new system has been named successfully. The Heavens system is at your service. Do you want to read the remaining knowledge of Kamar Taj again? Start reading. Luo Tang took a deep breath. Just now, because of the creation of the void engine and the transfer of the database, the space-based system was on strike halfway. In the at-the-moment library, tens of thousands of books all fell to the ground. I don't know, I thought it was a thief. Under the control of dark energy, tens of thousands of books slowly floated up again. While reading the book information, Luo Tang looked at the heavens system in the sea of consciousness happily. The heavens with 48 frequencies are already at the same level as Hua Yi's black hole engine. And more importantly, it is different from Hua Yi's engine that cannot continue to improve. With the sub-biological engine as the main body, Reality Gem replaces the sky system with void particles as the auxiliary system. It can still increase the computing frequency. Damn. What are you doing? Where is the king? Just when Luo Teng was in a trance, a loud shout came from the library gate. Black youths in military uniforms saw tens of thousands of books flying around. Without hesitation, he took out the magic weapon behind him and launched an attack on Luo Teng. Base. The magic weapon that sparkled with magic sparks hit Luo Teng's cheek with great force. Look at the strength of the magic weapon. If this whip hits, his head will turn into a bursting watermelon on the spot. Modu? Luo Teng's good mood was disturbed. Modu's attitude of killing him without asking the reason made him feel a little angry. Define the concept of magic weapon, the concept of anti-magic weapon. Luo Teng ordered to the heavens system in his heart. Defining the concept of magic weapon is successful, and the concept of anti-magic weapon is successful. A golden light flashed across the entire library in an instant. The scepter, the magic weapon that was already in front of my eyes, instantly turned into a rotten dead tree. Like a burnt firewood, the life court scepter quickly turned into a little bit of starlight in Modu's eyes. Not only that, even the boots under Modu's feet, the wristbands on his arms, and the belt on his trousers also all disappear at the same time. Crash. In the entire library, dozens of bookshelves were scattered on the ground in an instant. The bookshelves, which were all non-combat low-level magic weapons, were also affected by the heavens system. Damn it. The heavens system, redefine the scope of the command. You have to understand my intentions. Luo Teng spoke in a daze. To be honest, he just wanted to invalidate Modu's magic weapon. Who knows, all of Modu's instruments were destroyed in an instant, and even the library was deserted. Damn bastard. You ruined the whole library. Mordo growled. Round battle spells lit up on both hands, and he moved his feet to attack again. Heaven, build an anti-occult magical energy wall. Luo Teng raised one hand and aimed at Modu. The transparent barrier like a cage instantly enveloped Modu in it. The secret magic in Modu's hand disappeared after a few flashes. He beat the energy wall angrily, but he couldn't get out of it at all. Stupid. I've never seen anyone more stupid than you. Luo Teng glanced at Modu, raised his index finger, and pointed directly at him. Exile. Anti-occult magic energy wall dissipates. At the feet of the flustered Modu, a circular space portal appeared directly like a space teleportation. What? With a scream, the weightless Modu instantly fell into the portal and disappeared into the library. Luo Teng looked at the finished reading, but there was no place to store tens of thousands of books. His face hurt. Luo, can you tell me what happened? The voice of Ancient One Magician came from the library's gate. Oh my god. I just left for less than half an hour. Wang's voice also came from the other end. Huh. Wang. Did we go to the wrong place? Tu Shan Yaya chewed on the candied haws, his little face bulging like a steamed stuffed bun was full of doubts. Huh. Well, I was reading a book just now, and Modu came in. Luo Teng briefly explained the situation just now. It's just that the process of creating the void engine heavens, in his mouth, turned into a new understanding of secret magic. The Ancient One Magician shook his head slightly, with a look of helplessness on his face. The ring fingers and little fingers of both hands were bent, and she activated the Eye of Agamotto with occult magic. The shining green light of time gem flashes across the library. But a few seconds later, the library was still the same as before, and the bookshelves hadn't recovered at all. How come? Luo, what did you do? Ancient One Magician was a bit stunned. Even if Eye of Agamotto reverses time, the library cannot be restored. This is clearly beyond her comprehension. A kind of secret technique that transcends reality. Luo Teng frowned and explained vaguely. The anti-magic weapon concept just reversed the reality in the library, making all the secret magic energy medium into nothingness. This kind of concept level blow requires at least the same level of concept to recover. If the time gem is running at full capacity, it may still be possible. But in the hands of Ancient One Magician, the concept of time gem obviously cannot reach the height of the anti-magic weapon concept, just now. Let me try it. Luo Teng closed his eyes and raised his hands in front of him. The system of the heavens, build the framework of the library, and build the concept of the magic weapon. The framework of the library is completed, the concept of the instrument is completed, and the definition of reality 1%, 0.50%, 0.100% is started, and the definition is complete. Buzz buzz. Abundant esoteric magic energy, along with the sound of the heavens system, gathered crazily in the library. At the beginning, the bookshelf, which was just like a virtual light curtain, gradually solidified. The original messy library has been restored. Oh, you. Master the rules. The Ancient One Magician stepped forward. Touching the brand new bookshelf, the expression on his face could not be let go for a long time. It's unscientific. Wang looked at the restored library in a daze, and was also a little hard to regain his senses. Secret magicians still believe in science. Luo Teng clapped his hands and looked at the library with satisfaction. With a wave of one hand, under the control of dark energy, all the books returned to their original positions. Secret magic is originally a kind of cosmic science. Wang swallowed. Okay, then, I am science. A smile appeared on Luo Teng's face. Everything he has done now, as he said, is completely achieved through scientific means. Space-based system metamorphosis is the system of the heavens. It combines the characteristics of subiological engine, void engine and anti-void engine. Today, he definitely represents the scientific apex of the Marvel world. In the Marvel universe, there are countless brilliant civilizations. Whether it's the Shining Sovereign civilization, the Kree civilization with supreme wisdom, or the Observer civilization that silently records the development of certain planets. Luo Teng thought to himself, with his current technological means, even if the other party used means completely unfamiliar to him. As long as he is given a little time, the 48 frequency system of the heavens can quickly analyze the opponent's methods. You know, the 48 frequency black hole engine has been able to run rampant in the universe of the super seminary world. Luo Teng combines the abilities of three engines, void, anti-void, and secondary creatures. If he faced Hua Yi now, he was able to hang up and beat the guy who almost killed himself by putting him in a black hole. In the Marvel world, what Luo Teng needs to be afraid of now is probably only the celestial group that occasionally appeared in Guardians of Galaxy 1. I don't know how strong the God group is. Luo Teng murmured to himself, turned his head away, and threw his wild thoughts out of his mind. Those things are still too far away from him. He is still in late 2011. There are still 6 years before the Avengers Alliance and Thanos personally attack the Earth. The Ghost knows how powerful he will be in a few years. Big brother, can you teach me this? Tu Shan Yaya grabbed Luo Teng's sleeve. A pair of fox demon ears trembled, and her small face was full of anticipation. This. You may not learn it. Luo Teng scratched the tip of his nose. Without the super soldier gene, driving enough dark energy, it is impossible to build a supercomputer system. Without a supercomputer system, even a subiological engine cannot be constructed. How to teach this thing? Unless the little fox demon is willing to become an angel like Denisa. It's a pity, I thought I could create endless money. Tu Shan Yaya pouted. Luo Teng's forehead is full of wells. What the hell, the void engine is so awesome, you just use it to create some money? Do you still dare not pursue it? How poor Tu Shan is, it makes you so obsessed with money. Luo magician, you are the most powerful magician I've ever seen, bar none. Wang's eyes were full of surprises, and he ran around the library constantly. You are indeed great. This is a power that humans have never mastered, the power of a god. Ancient One also sighed with emotion. Withdrawing her hand on the bookshelf, she came to her senses and remembered her disciple Mo Du. Luo magician, where's Mordo? Well, Ancient One magician, I think this disciple of yours has a little problem. Luo Teng typed a small report with a serious face. Serious and rigid. Such a character, in Luo Teng's opinion, is an advantage. The representative figure is Heimdall, the gatekeeper of Asgard. And Mo Du, who is too serious, rigid to the extreme, completely unresponsive, impulsive and irritable. Such a person, even if Luo Teng doesn't know the plot, feels that there is something wrong with his personality. He does have some problems. Ancient One magician sighed softly. As Mo Du was her eldest disciple, how could she not see the other party's problem? But, so what? She can survive for a long time by extracting the power of the dark dimension. This has already violated the rules she made herself. How should she educate Mo Du? Do you tell the other party that everything you have ever made is wrong? I will teach him how to learn to be flexible, Luo Teng said with a smile. With a snap of his fingers, a golden circle of light transmitted from the secret magic space appeared on the ceiling. Boom. Mo Du, who was in free fall, hit the floor hard, and bounced more than a foot high. Looking at the restored library and the Ancient One magician, he punched the floor angrily. Damn it. I was in free fall for a full 10 minutes. You deserve it, don't you? Luo Teng shrugged. Compared with the poor third princess Loki, in the hands of Doctor Strange, free fall for half an hour. Mo Du is only 15 minutes. Luo Teng said, this is already very kind, okay? It was you who destroyed the library. It wasn't me. Mo Du got up from the ground angrily, and the light of esoteric magic lit up again in his hands. That makes sense, so I fixed it just now. A smile appeared on Luo Teng's face. Mo-do. Stop. Ancient One magician stopped Mo-do, who wanted to make a move. Magician. Mo-do frowned, and turned to look at his teacher. Starting today, you practice with Luo magician. When he approves you, you can return to Kamar Taj. Magician. Mo-do looked dumbfounded at the resolute Ancient One magician. He thought about countless possible outcomes, but he never expected that the Ancient One magician would make such a decision. Is it wrong to protect a library? He just doesn't want something like Caecilius to happen again. Impulse is not the best way to solve problems. Human beings learn language to communicate. Luo Tang walked up to Mo-do, saw the hatred in his eyes, and snapped his fingers again. What? With a scream, Mo-do began to free fall again. Luo magician, I will leave Mo-do to you. Ancient One magician bowed slightly. I won't let you down. Luo Tang replied with a smile. Less than an hour after arriving in Kamar Taj, Luo Tang brought Tu Shan Yaya back to the travel agency again. The little fox demon sat happily on the sofa eating candied haws, her big eyes bent into crescent moons. It was past 10 in the morning. When Luo Tang was preparing to transform Yaya's wine gourd, Denisa came back. At the press conference before, Denise's travel purpose has been completed. Coming back now is mostly to say goodbye. President, thank you for everything you have done for me. Denisa stood in front of Luo Tang, bowed and refused to get up for a long time. Work hard and see you next time. I hope to hear that you are doing well. Luo Tang smiled and helped Denisa up. Sister Denisa, goodbye, miss me. Tu Shan Yaya handed the half-eaten candied haws to Denisa. In the eyes of the little fox demon, this candied haws is already quite precious to her. For Denisa, the person who gave her a sense of security, she was full of affection in her heart. Thanks. Denisa carefully put away the candied haws. There were only half of the candied haws, but it was the first gift she received in her life. The ripples of the space gate appeared in the travel agency. Denisa took a deep breath, turned around and walked into the space gate with a bit of reluctance. Ding, tourist Denisa has returned to the world of Great Sword. By the way, Yaya, I suddenly remembered something. Luo Tang turned to look at Tu Shan Yaya. What? The endless flask, isn't it your sister's thing? Yes. Is there? Why don't I remember? Yaya turned her small face to one side, with a guilty conscience. I'm going to help you change it, you will be beaten. Luo Tang rubbed the little fox's head. Smelly big brother. I want to beat my sister, can you help me? Yaya bared her two small canine teeth, looking like a child throwing a tantrum. Alright. Luo Tang shrugged and picked up the endless flagon again. Last time with Keisha, he directly copied the big angel that used a lot of silver. According to the amount of conventional weapons, these weapons are enough to arm an angel legion. After removing a piece of silver that was as big as a palm, Luo Tang directly used the ability of the heavens system to start building weapons. Analyze the target material. The material is determined to be dark silver, which cannot be equipped with technology and can be controlled by dark energy. Refine the material and re-imitate. Luo Tang narrowed his eyes slightly, and gave orders to the heavens. The material is refined, and the re-imitation is successful. Suyin, which was originally the size of a palm, turned into a liquid again under the ability of the heavens system to reverse reality. After a little bit of impurities were removed, it turned into a 3-inch knife with a blade but no handle. Analyze the endless wine gourd, split and reorganize the material, upgrade the material level, equipped with the dark silver operating system, equipped with the dark energy absorption system, equipped with the dark energy and demon power conversion system, retain the original ability, and deposit it in the dark silver flying darts. Luo Tang issued a series of orders. The endless wine gourd, which was originally more than 1 meter high, instantly shattered into countless scattered particles. The recombination of neutrons and atoms, and the system with dark energy and demon power conversion imprint as the core, started to build quickly. The Suyin knife that was condensed before also flew into the wine gourd. The endless wine gourd analysis is completed, the reorganization is completed, and the installation of various systems is completed. Before Luo Tang didn't have the heavens system, it took 3 full days to do it. With the assistance of the heavens system, it was completed in just a few tens of seconds. Tu Shan Yaya looked at the newborn wine gourd, which was as white as jade in appearance, only 30 centimeters long, but exuded powerful monster power. A pair of big eyes are full of anticipation and excitement. The word cut is inscribed on the gourd wall of the endless wine gourd. The unconcealable sharpness emanates from this cut character, which makes people shudder. Okay. Luo Tang took the endless wine gourd and tossed it to Yaya. Big brother. Do you want to give it a new name? Yaya hugged the gourd with affection on her face, she was so precious. Just based on appearance, this gourd is much more handsome than the endless wine gourd just now. How about Zhanxiang gourd? Luo Teng rubbed Yaya's little head. Well, how do you use this gourd? Inject your demonic power into the gourd. First let the operating system recognize your demonic power. Air. Let the gourd recognize the owner. Luo Teng guided Yaya, and switched the words to the way of understanding the world of fox demons. In just a moment, a icy cold light danced wantonly in the travel agency. Boom. 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 Just as Yaya was experimenting with cutting the fairy gourd, there was a blunt knock on the door from the first floor. Luo Teng frowned unhappily. After seeing Captain Marvel standing outside the gate, he took a deep breath, with a bit of anger in his eyes. Those who come are not good, and those who are kind do not come. Captain Marvel returned to Earth at this point in time, and he already had some doubts in his heart. Seeing the other party appear here now, all doubts are solved. Wow, the rolling gate was pulled open under the force of the system. Captain Marvel looked up at the third floor, then walked directly into the travel agency. Captain Marvel Carol Danvers. In the Marvel movie universe, Captain Marvel's ability is essentially derived from Tesseract. She blew up the engine that Mar-Vell made with Tesseract energy. Only then was the gene changed and gained various magical abilities. As far as the development of ability is concerned, the power of Captain Marvel has already stood at the top of the universe pyramids. Luo Teng actually has no ill feeling towards Captain Marvel himself. Definitely, it's even more ridiculous to say that I have a good impression. After all, in his opinion, Captain Marvel's appearance can only give him a passing grade. Carol Danvers, knocking on the door like this is an extremely disrespectful thing. Luo Teng walked up the stairs, looked at Captain Marvel standing in the lobby, and said something with a bit of displeasure. Tu Shan Yaya hugged the immortal killing gourd and followed behind him, also staring at him dissatisfied. For a person like you, I think it's quite polite not to do anything directly. Captain Marvel had obvious disgust in his eyes, and his words were extremely blunt. Nick Fury spoke ill of me. Huh, Luo Teng chuckled, and his eyes were covered with a layer of white light. Under the super calculation ability of the 48 frequency system of the heavens, he found the location of Nick Fury in an instant. He raised his hand and snapped his fingers, and a halo of golden sparks flashed, appearing on the ceiling of the first floor. Boom. Nick Fury, who was weightless under his feet, fell firmly to the floor. With bewilderment in his eyes, he swallowed and took off the monitor earphones on his head. Nick Fury, as one of the Asgardians of the 9 realms, this is the first time you provoked me, and I just warned you. The second time, I showed enough sincerity to test me, and even passed on the knowledge of magic to you. For the third time, you wanted to use me as a gun to make up for your own mistakes. I helped you once. Now, this is the fourth time, do you want to call Carol Danvers to deal with me? While Luo Teng was talking, the Heavens system played Nick Fury's several provocative episodes in the hall. From the first time Phil Coulson came to the door, the second time Natasha Romanoff came, and the third time to solve the evil spirit. Every image is clearly presented in front of Captain Marvel. A trace of anger flashed across Nick Fury's face, and he argued after getting up from the ground. You have the power to destroy the Earth. You control the world's internet fishing boats at will. You are plotting against the Tesseract. As a person on Earth, I want to check and control your threat. What's wrong? Snapped. Luo Teng raised his hand and slapped Nick Fury on the face from the air. I am the Asgardian of the Earth recognized by Kamar Taj Sorcerer Supreme, not your toy. You can control it if you want. You think you are the supreme intelligence? Snap. The perplexed Luo Teng slapped Nick Fury on the face again. Nick Fury spun 3 times in the air, and fell to the ground again in a whirlwind. Captain Marvel, who originally saw his friend being beaten and wanted to stop it, stopped when he heard the words, Supreme Wisdom. She knew very well that the episodes just played were the explanations given to her by Luo Teng. No matter how you look at it, this time, it was Nick Fury who did it wrong. You plot the Tesseract. You. Nick Fury shook his head, retorting stubbornly. Snap. Another slap by Luo Teng knocked out several of Nick Fury's teeth. I am the master of the 9 realms recognized by the king of God Odin. I am proficient in the knowledge of the 9 realms and monitor the movements of the 9 realms. Do you think that you used Tesseract to study weapons without telling me? Besides, I have warned you, Earth. Not the place for you to engage in a cosmic arms race. We need to protect our strength. Snapped. Before Nick Fury could finish his sentence, he was slapped by Luo Teng and passed out. Raise one hand, and a file-size golden sparkle circle appears. The Tesseract fell directly into Luo Teng's hands. He didn't want to turn against S.H.I.E.L.D. because he didn't want his peaceful life to be broken. But since the other party doesn't know good from bad, he doesn't mind threatening the whole Earth with force. Now, as the master of the 9 realms, Asgardian of Earth, I confiscate the Tesseract. Luo Tang put Tesseract into the system warehouse. He turned his head and looked at Captain Marvel, who was standing in the hall stupidly. Captain Marvel's expression changed several times. For her, Nick Fury was a friend, but the behavior of the other party was really too much. Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, what do you want to say? Luo Tang spoke first, with a little displeasure in his words. Perhaps before the Heavens system, he was not the opponent of Captain Marvel. Even relying on Reality Gem, at most it is barely able to compete. But now, with the Heavens system, he can completely overcome the power that Captain Marvel got from the Tesseract. Thank you for saving Fury's life, and I apologize for being reckless. Captain Marvel took a deep breath, bowed slightly, and apologized. You still have something to say. Luo Tang narrowed his eyes slightly. I want to see Earth Asgardian power. Want to avenge Nick Fury? Luo Tang laughed. No, I'm very glad that there are Asgardians like you in my hometown. I just want to make sure whether you have the strength corresponding to the title. Captain Marvel said something seriously. The 9 realms led by the King of God Odin is a major force in the universe. As the veteran powerhouse in the universe, Odin, the king of all, has no doubts about his strength. But the Luo Tang in front of her is unknown to her. She has to determine whether the other party can really protect her hometown. Definitely, also make sure that the other party is really not plotting Tesseract. Yes. Luo Tang replied noncommittally. Captain Marvel's reason, no matter how high-sounding, cannot escape her personal relationship with Nick Fury. If there is no such relationship, the information he just showed Captain Marvel was enough to kill Nick Fury 10 times. Obviously, the other party couldn't trust him. Follow me. Captain Marvel nodded, and with a movement of his feet, he flew out of the travel agency and went straight into the sky. A superhero of her level is completely unsuitable for fighting on Earth. The only place where she can let go of fighting is in the universe. Cut. Luo Tang shook his head unhappily, but did not choose to use the ability of the Wanji travel agency system to intercept the other party. Even then, he could crush Captain Marvel with a single thought. But to him, it means nothing. He may still be somewhat famous among the 9 realms ruled by Odin. But compared to the vast universe, there are still countless people who don't know that there are people like him on the Earth. He wants to make the Earth his forbidden land by virtue of his battle with Captain Marvel. Big brother, can you take me there? Yaya asked after patching Nick Fury's face angrily. During this period of time, the little fox demon has already regarded Luo Tang as a very close person. Seeing that he was going to fight someone else, he was naturally unwilling to lag behind. Definitely. Luo Tang touched the little fox demon's head. The Heavens system automatically provides a layer of energy defense barriers for the little guy to survive in space. Among Asgard. Gatekeeper Heimdall discovered the abnormality of the Earth and reported the news to Odin immediately. Luo Tang, the master of the 9 realms, is about to face Captain Marvel, the strongest in the universe. This kind of thing is enough to cause shock in Asgard. Odin came to Bifrost at a high speed, paused with the scepter in his hand, and the scene of the Earth appeared in front of his eyes. Heimdall, who do you think will win? If Teacher Luo can transform the knowledge of Asgard into power, he will not be defeated. You underestimate Luo. Haha, Odin laughed heartily. There was hardly any doubt about the result of this battle. Kamar Taj, New York Holy Place. The Ancient One magician raised his hand and swiped across the air. The huge mirror directly showed the scene in the universe. Wang and several secret magicians stood beside her respectfully, with strange looks in their eyes. Ancient One magician, this is Luo magician, will fight against a strong man in the universe. Is it to protect the Earth? Wang frowned and continued to ask. No, it's for the idea. Luo magician is going to send out his voice to the universe. Will Luo magician win? He is a wise man beyond the age. The result is beyond doubt. The only difference is, in what way? Ancient One magician's words contained absolute trust in Luo Tang, a genius who mastered all the occult magic of Kamar Taj within an hour. Will it be impossible to master the knowledge of Asgard? Moreover, the power to distort reality, in the known universe, it is hard for her to imagine how many people are Luo Tang's opponents. Chi Chi, a golden halo floats in the travel agency. Luo Tang pulled Yaya, took a step forward, and stood in the universe. Captain Marvel at the moment has donned the face mask on his battlesuit to survive in the universe. With energy fluctuations like flames all over her body, she clenched her fists tightly and put on a fighting stance. Wait for me obediently. Luo Tang patted Yaya's little head. Shua. The golden wings endowed by the angel gene spread out. Luo Tang's momentum soared, and the dark energy in the universe began to frantically converge on his wings. The sacred and inviolable aura swept across thousands of miles. Captain Marvel Carol Danvers subconsciously took a step back. Such terrifying energy fluctuations have already surpassed his upper limit of energy. The Heavens System, start the battle mode. Luo Tang whispered in his heart, and walked towards Captain Marvel as if walking on flat ground. Kaka, the dark plane is turned on, the combat mode is activated, the engines of the heavens are running at full power, and the upper limit of calculation is increased to 48 frequencies. Enable high-level gene rewriting, high-level definition of matter, high-level concept rewriting, high-level void ability, high-level anti-void ability, dark energy detection. The next time you turn on the prompt, it will be brief and long-winded. Analyze the target. Luo Tang complained, and looked up at Captain Marvel. When Luo Tang turned on the battle engine of the heavens, the dark energy in the universe began to gather crazily. In Asgard, in Odin's only remaining eye pupil, there is a distinct seriousness. The Ancient One magician who was watching the battle on Earth also took a deep breath. In the dark plane that only a few powerful people can see, Luo Tang's battle engine of the heavens emits a dazzling golden light. And in this golden light, there is also a little bit of red light from Reality Gem. Terrifying dark energy gathered from all directions. With Luo Tang's feet as the center, the dark energy quickly formed a magnificent metal battle platform under the arrangement of the data square array. Although this scene only exists in the dark plane. But even Captain Marvel, who cannot see the dark plane, can feel the amazing changes in Luo Tang. The figure slowly walking towards her seemed to have transformed into the center of the universe in just a few seconds. It seems that even the invisible rules are revolving around it. It is detected that the dark energy reserves in the target body are extremely high. If it is hit from the front, it may cause body damage. Whether it matches the database or not, an angel armor will be generated. Angel armor. I want Suyin armor. Luo Tang curled his lips slightly when he heard Zushin System's words. Angel armor in the traditional sense is a dark alloy material. Although it has the ability to resist beatings, it is far inferior to the silver material. He has the system of the heavens, and he also has a large amount of silver, and he can gather a suit of battle armor, but he can only work for a while. Why use a second-level dark alloy? With Luo Tang's palm, pieces of Suyin taken from the big angel of Suyin weapon turned into flowing liquid. While he was walking, the liquid dark silver quickly transformed into an exquisitely shaped armor. Take the first step, and the knee-length Suyin combat boots have taken shape. The second step is to step forward, wearing battle armor. In the third step, both arms are wrapped in dark silver arm guards. The tightly fitting dark silver armor envelops Luo Tang's whole body. The whole body is silver and white, and its shape is somewhat similar to that of the Saint Seiya gold battlesuit. On the armor, there is a golden red magic circuit. Dark silver cannot be equipped with technology, but it does not reject the energy of magic engraving and secret magic. Every golden red magic circuit on the battle armor condenses small secret magic and magic engravings. Tu Shan, who was standing on the dark energy platform, opened his mouth slightly, his eyes full of little stars. Luo Tang from at the moment, in her eyes, is so handsome. The luxurious and exquisite armor has an unspeakable sense of power and beauty. Coupled with the sacred and noble golden wings, it looks like the most perfect creature in the world. Sacred. Majesty. Domineering. It even makes people want to surrender and kneel down. The armor of the dark silver armor is completed, and it will take a lot of time to condense the material again. It has already matched the optimal choice. Currently, it can withstand the highest level of nuclear explosion power. Nuclear explosion level, enough. Luo Tang clenched his fist slightly, and looked at Captain Marvel who was waiting intently. If you don't make a move first, you may not have a chance to make a move. Thank you for reminding. The face under Captain Marvel's battle mask was more dignified than ever before. The feeling of standing on the opposite side of the entire universe made her completely unable to refute what Luo Tang said. The knees were slightly bent, and the energy in the body was urged to the extreme. She instantly increased her speed to sub-light speed, and punched Luo Tang on the head. Dwang. Luo Tang raised his palm slightly, and a defensive shield that was several times more complex than Ancient One magician's secret magic was instantly formed. Not to mention stopping Captain Marvel's fist, he even threw it hundreds of meters away. His head was the only place not protected by the dark silver armor. It is estimated that in the eyes of Captain Marvel, this is also his only weak point. Dwang. 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 Captain Marvel keeps attacking, the terrifying kinetic energy that can penetrate the spaceship. In front of Luo Tang, he couldn't even make him move. Gravity control. Photon shockwave. Arcane magic energy absorption reflection. Captain Marvel used up almost all of her abilities in a short period of time. It's just that these abilities are almost useless under the quick analysis of the battle engine of the heavens. You'd better be serious, or you will waste my armor. Luo Tang opened his mouth and said something. Hearing this, Captain Marvel stood in space without saying a word. Between the opening and closing of her eyes, she crazily stimulated the energy in her body. The long golden hair of the original Shawl stood up, and the energy fluctuations on his body doubled. Electric Kid mode? A smile appeared on Luo Tang's face. The double star mode can be regarded as Captain Marvel's biggest hole card, and it is also the embodiment of its strongest strength. In this mode, the opponent can even move the planet easily. Boom. The attack beyond the speed of light fell directly behind Luo Tang. Under the calculation of the engines of the heavens, a huge occult defensive shield blocked the attack. The aftermath of the attack made Luo Tang, who was caught off guard, stagger a step forward. Looking at the clear cracks on the secret art defensive shield behind him, he couldn't help but twitch his cheeks slightly. It seems a little playful, Luo Tang muttered, finally showing some seriousness on his face. How strong is Captain Marvel's double star mode? In this mode, she controls every form of electromagnetic and gravitational energy within the level universe. Luo Tang's manipulation of secret magic, with the help of the battle engine of the heavens, has already surpassed Ancient One. Even because of the higher density of dark energy. His dark energy secret magic shield is several times stronger than the traditional magic shield. If it was Doctor Strange who came to meet Captain Marvel's attack just now, I'm afraid the whole person would have flown out. Dwang. 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 Captain Marvel's attack continues. Although under the ultra-fast calculation of the Heavens engine, every attack was blocked. But compared to the relaxed and freehand look just now, Luo Tang, who was stumbling around, was inevitably a little embarrassed at the moment. The little fox demon Tu Shanya, who was watching the battle from a distance, showed a somewhat eager expression on his small face. Even Odin in Asgard and the Ancient One magician in Holy Place in New York had dignified faces. At the moments Captain Marvel is simply too strong. Pretend failed, forced to lose. Luo Tang muttered something in his heart, raised his hand, and made a gesture of calmness to Yaya. He didn't want the little fox demon to come out with flying darts and cut Captain Marvel's throat. That would be great fun. Heaven, calculate the target's attack trajectory and movement trajectory, lock the target, and build an energy wall against the target ability. The calculation of the target's moving trajectory is successful, the target has been locked, the energy wall has been established, anti-electromagnetic spectrum, anti-gravitational energy, anti-cosmic energy, anti-kinetic energy, and anti-dark energy. Luo Tang raised one hand, and an invisible barrier instantly enveloped Captain Marvel. With a bit of panic, Captain Marvel punched the energy barrier with one punch after another. At the beginning, it could stir up a few ripples, but as the battle engines of the heavens activated various anti-energy definitions, the energy on Captain Marvel began to dissipate rapidly. What did you do? Captain Marvel exclaimed in astonishment. Her double star mode was forcibly cancelled. What's even more frightening is that she couldn't feel the existence of physical abilities at all, as if they had completely disappeared. She, in this energy barrier, directly became an ordinary person. Redefining the rules of the universe around you. Luo Tang stood on the edge of the energy wall, looked at the panicked Captain Marvel, and spoke slowly. Impossible. No one can do this. I did it, didn't I? Even if I wanted to, there are countless ways to defeat you, such as. Luo Tang snapped his fingers, and the fighting face on the opponent's head was suddenly lifted. The cosmic energy particles are completely isolated, and Captain Marvel, unable to absorb any energy, shows a suffocating expression of difficulty breathing. Without all energy sources, even if you have the energy of Tesseract, you will die. And another example. Dark silver. The dark silver that can cause a devastating blow to genes will easily penetrate your body. Also. Absolutely frozen, surpassing the cold air of the casket of ancient winters, capable of freezing and locking the energy in your body. Even. Asgard's divine power, when it is endowed with characteristics such as thunder, death, obliteration. You cannot resist. Definitely, I still have a trick called Final Judgment, which can completely deny your existence. In Luo Tang's right hand, the rules keep changing. Inhumanely demonstrating Captain Marvel's 1,000 ways to die. Seeing that the other party was under suffocation, his eyes were already bloodshot, he snapped his fingers and directly lifted all the additional definitions. The wall of energy enveloping Captain Marvel dissipates. After regaining her breathing, she pulled off the combat mask on her head, greedily absorbing the energy in the universe. How did you do it? Captain Marvel's words were faintly suspicious of life. No wonder she was so hard to accept, it was the strength Luo Tang showed, it was too scary. Knowledge, a wealth of knowledge, allows you to gain insight into the nature of cosmic energy, understand it, control it, and even cancel it. Luo Tang turned and walked towards Yaya, who had been waiting for a long time. The little fox demon Yaya's face was full of excitement, and she swooped into his arms. When it hurts, Yaya rubbed her little head with one hand. The hard material of Ansuyan didn't hurt Captain Marvel, but instead hit the little fox demon's head into a big bag. However, the excitement of the little fox demon obviously did not fade away because of this big package. Holding him and constantly asking questions, Luo Tang rubbed the little fox demon's head. The dark energy matching the monster power in his body streaked across the big bag, and the raised big bag began to dissipate quickly. Chi-chi. A circle of light shining with golden sparks appeared in front of Luo Tang and Yaya. The two were about to go back to the travel agency when Captain Marvel's voice came from behind. Wait. Huh? What else do you want to say? Luo Tang turned around in doubt. Captain Marvel shouldn't be the kind of person who doesn't know how to advance or retreat, after he has shown enough strength. What else does the other party want to do? Can you teach me? Teach me. How to control my power? I won't teach you. Luo Tang shrugged, pulled Yaya, and walked towards the golden light circle. Captain Marvel clenched his fists, a bit of remorse rising in his heart. Hate my ignorance, regret that I personally ruined a chance to completely control the energy in my body. But with me, knowledge can be shared, and you can learn it by yourself. Luo Tang's voice came slowly in the golden circle of light. Captain Marvel looked up in astonishment, looking at the disappearing circle of light. The disappointment on his face turned into excitement in an instant. Yeah. Excitedly punching the air, she mobilized the energy in her body and flew towards the earth at top speed. The final verdict. The king of God Odin stroked the scepter in his hand. Although the breath of final verdict disappeared in Luo Tang's hands, but he still clearly felt the terrifying aura. Refute all material definitions, all energy definitions. The final ruling is the power to question the existence of life. However, should it be said that it is Luo? His strength is like the sea of stars, vast and boundless, magnificent and endless. The old Odin laughed heartily. At the moment, he was extremely proud of his decision to invite Luo Tang to be the mentor of his two sons. Perhaps, when the crisis of Asgard comes, can Luo Tang turn the tide? Among the holy places in New York. The Ancient One magician stroked the teapot in his hand, with a gentle and calm smile on his face. Although the existence of the final ruling also made her feel a kind of fear. But she is very fortunate that Luo Tang is the Asgardian of this world, not a destroyer swayed by desire. Knowledge can be shared. Do I want to learn it again? The Ancient One magician muttered to himself. In the travel agency. Luo Tang, who put away his golden wings, patted the armor on his body with a painful face. Zushin, this battle armor you made up doesn't have an automatic recovery function. You can't take it off. The battle mode is released, and the state of the dark silver is redefined. The dark silver cannot be loaded with the automatic recovery function of the armor. It needs to use the neutron star energy furnace of Nidaway Star to rebuild the armor. Dry. Luo Tang rolled his eyes. Nidawi is the planet where Thor's hammer, Stormbreaker, and Infinity Gauntlet are built. The neutron star reactor on it has super energy to fuse everything, and it can also endow the weapon with extraordinary power. However, in order to achieve the automatic recycling mentioned by the Heavens system, some specific metals and energy sources must be added. Supplemented by the technology of Angel Civilization, Asgard, and Kamar Taj. It is certain that the battle armor created must be ridiculously strong. Luo Tang originally planned to go there to build weapons after the system upgrade. Now it seems that the battle armor may have to come there to get it done. Under the ability of the Heavens system, and Su Yin gathered on the coffee table like flowing water to form a metal ball the size of a basketball. As soon as Luo Tang moved his shoulders, the little fox demon Yaya clung to him again. Big brother, can I be as strong as you? Definitely. Make good use of the fairy killing gourd and develop the ice attribute spells well, and you will also become stronger. Luo Tang rubbed the little fox demon's head. It is quite difficult to become as strong as him, but stronger than Tu Shanhonghong, there is still hope. Ding. Tourist Tu Shan Yaya. The purpose of the trip has been achieved. You can return to the original world at any time, or wait for the expiration of 1 month to return to the original world. Ding. After completing the tourist reception, the host can choose any ability, bloodline, and item of Tu Shan Yaya. The system prompt sounded. Xiao Yaya, holding the fairy-killing gourd, sniffed the scent of Luo Teng greedily. Big brother, will Yaya still come to play with you in the future? Definitely can. Then next time, you have to buy candied haws for Yaya. It is good. Luo Teng looked at the space gate that appeared behind Yaya, and responded softly. The little fox demon Yaya took a deep breath of the natural fragrance exuding from Luo Teng's body, as if she wanted to engrave this smell in her heart. Waving her little hand, she turned around and trotted into the space gate with a reluctant face. Must buy it. Must. Luo Teng watched the space gate disappear and sighed slightly. What the hell, the Wanji travel agency system is not good at all. Every time he develops a relationship with the tourist, the other party will return to the original world. Doing this kind of parting drama every day, isn't it afraid that he will be depressed? Ding, tourist Tu Shan Yaya has returned to the original world. Ding, after completing the tourist reception, the host can choose any ability, bloodline, and item of Tu Shan Yaya. Ding, the accumulation of experience points has exceeded 100%. Wanji Travel Agency has upgraded, and the upper limit of tourists has been raised to B level. The LV3 system can receive 3 tourists at the same time. Ding. LV3 Wanji Travel Agency System. Open the employee function. Open the ground station function. Employee? Ground pickup station? Luo Teng raised his eyebrows, his face slightly beaming with joy. Employee. You have received tourists, and your favorability is above 90, you can become an employee of a travel agency. Ground station. World substations under the jurisdiction of Wanji Travel Agency. Travel agency employees can set up substations in their respective worlds, and substations can provide two-way world shuttle service. The upgrade of the Wanji Travel Agency system this time is not a big adjustment. Not only has the upper limit of tourist levels changed from C level to B level, but the number of tourists has also changed from 2 to 3. More importantly, the opening of the staff function in the ground station function. Ground pickup is also called ground escort in the tourism industry. It refers to the local escort reception. The ground station is the station set up by the travel agency in this world. It can be said that employee and ground station functions are two functions that complement each other. And the ground station has two-way world shuttle function. Does it mean that once the ground station is established, he can go to the world with the ground station at will? His employees also enjoy the ability to travel around the world at any time? Host. There is no doubt about this problem, but please pay attention to the host. After the ground station is established, the world where the ground station is located, and the world where the main station of Wanji Travel Agency is located, the time flow rate will be synchronized. Wanji Travel Agency, which has not spoken for a long time, made a sound through the system, answering Luo Teng's doubts. Hearing the system's words, Luo Teng raised his eyebrows slightly. Time synchronization? Nima. I wish for it. He hadn't seen Hexi for a few months. God knows how thousands of years had passed since Hexi was there. System. Open the list of received tourists. Luo Teng covered his beating heart with one hand, and gave orders to the system. Received tourist list Hexi, favorability, 100. Tasaka Rin, favorability, 94. Ignir, favorability, 75. Fubuki of Hell, favorability, 95. Kesha, favorability, minus 70/96. Cold Ice, favorability, 87. Denisa, favorability, 92. Tu Shan Yaya, favorability, 99. Luo Teng saw the favorability of everyone in the list of tourists he had received, and a satisfied smile appeared on his face. In the rules of the system, if the favorability score exceeds 60, it is already considered a good friend. More than 70 is the level of most confidants. More than 80, to a certain extent, willing to pay for each other. If it exceeds 90, you are already willing to give your life for the other party. The full value is 100, which is the upper limit of the system logo, representing the other party, who regards Luo Teng as more important than life. Among the crowd, even Ignir, who has the least affection, regards Luo Teng as a confidant. And the only little accident was Keisha. System. What the hell is Keisha's favorability? Luo Teng looked at the two numbers, one in front of the other and one in the back, and it hurt as much as he wanted. The favorability of minus 70 is the rhythm of hatred as deep as the sea. Once they meet, even if they don't fight to the death, they have to be bloody. Did he offend Keisha so hard? But after that, what does the favorability of 96 mean? Love or hate? Tourist Kesha has extremely complicated feelings for the host. It is recommended that the host take corresponding protective measures when they meet next time. I know. How many more times does she want to stab me? Luo Tang scratched the tip of his nose. The expression on his face was extremely embarrassing. You don't need to guess about this complicated emotional state. It must be that Liang Bing handed over the memory backup to the other party, and the other party has already read it. It's normal to hate him, it's the proud Queen Keisha after all. But the favorability of 96 seems to be a bit unreasonable? Forget it, never mind. Luo Tang shook his head, temporarily putting Kesha's question aside. Judging from the received list listed by the system, Hexi, Tosaka Rin, Fubuki, Denisa, and Yaya all met the conditions to become system employees. Thinking about the rules used by the system, Luo Tang sent an employee invitation letter to 5 people. Ding. Hexi has accepted the employee invitation letter and applied for the establishment of a ground pickup station. Ding. Tosaka Rin has accepted the employee invitation letter and applied for the establishment of a ground pickup station. Ding. Fubuki from Hell. 5 system prompts sounded. The 5 people that Luo Tang sent invitations accepted with almost no hesitation. As for their applications, Luo Tang clicked agree without exception. To establish a ground station, you need to be in a specific location in the world and meet certain conditions. Please wait patiently for the host. Okay. Luo Tang heard the system prompt and responded lightly. Just like when he established a travel agency, he needed to rent a storefront in New York, the center of the Marvel world. The ground pickup station for several people, I am afraid that the conditions are similar. Unfortunately, Ignier's favorability is not high. Luo Tang muttered inwardly. The dragon's initial affection for humans was pitifully low. It is really not an ordinary difficulty to make it have a favorability of more than 90. In comparison, the girls are still innocent. After exploring the 2 new functions, Luo Tang was about to check the tourist list when there was a knock on the door downstairs. Lo Magician, are you there? Captain Marvel's voice came from downstairs. Luo Tang paused slightly, remembering Nick Fury, who was still in a coma, stopped his movements, got up and went downstairs. For Captain Marvel, he originally didn't have much ill feeling, and even had some admiration. After all, he can't do something like protecting thousands of planets without asking for anything in return. As for Nick Fury, his nature is not bad, but his desire to control is too strong. Let the opponent toss Avengers, this already loose organization, sooner or later it will be cool. Lo Magician. Captain Marvel bowed slightly, with a bit of awe in his eyes. Don't be too polite, I'm actually very easygoing. Luo Tang smiled and raised his hand to invite the other party to sit down and talk. Captain Marvel's power is strong. Because of the genetic mutation, her body is equivalent to having a super engine that can continuously absorb the energy of the universe. This super engine gave her extraordinary strength. But at the same time, this extraordinary power also made it extremely difficult for her to control it. Luo Magician, you said that knowledge can be shared. I want to learn to fully control the energy in my body, is that okay? Definitely. Luo Tang waved one hand, and a virtual light curtain appeared in the travel agency. The data in the database is quickly extracted and adjusted, and a complete supporting knowledge is formed. Your ability comes from Tesseract, and there is relevant knowledge here, you can check it at will. Luo Tang pointed to the light curtain. The text data of more than 300 million words made Captain Marvel swallow hard. God knows how long it will take her to learn all this. Luo Tang smiled, not paying attention to the other party's reaction, and turned to look at Nick Fury, who was still in a coma. In the original book, the Avengers, under the leadership of Nick Fury, was full of disasters. A group of people first smashed Hydra. Later, because of Nick Fury's small actions, Ultron was created by the extremely insecure shit. He's been trying to take full control of everyone in Avengers. Even for this, he collaborated with people from the United Nations to come up with the so-called Sokovia Agreement. Eventually lead to civil war among Captain America 3. There is nothing wrong with wanting to do something for the world to keep it safe. But everyone is born free, and everyone is relying on enthusiasm to protect the world. Avengers is not a Nazi organization, why should he control everyone? It is pointed out that Luo Tang directly used the binary expansion and regression framework technology. Started re-editing, altering Nick Fury's memory. The simple adaptation is over. After the weak electric wave stimulated the amygdala in Nick Fury's brain, the other party faintly woke up. Mr. Luo, sorry to disturb your life, you go. Luo Tang waved his hand and told Nick Fury to leave. The highly brainwashed Nick Fury nodded, turned and left. In the days to come, his actions will be completely centered on Luo Tang. Such a puppet is far more valuable to Luo Tang than killing him. Captain Marvel glanced at Nick Fury, but didn't say much. Wrong is wrong. Perhaps this result is already the best result. Luo magician, do you have any disciples? Captain Marvel opened his mouth while flipping through the materials, wanting to ease the slightly awkward atmosphere. There are. One is Thor and one is Loki. Luo Tang shrugged. Where are they? One is delivering food, one is a middle-aged friend. Oh yes. There is also a disciple of Ancient One magician, who is studying with me. Luo Tang suddenly remembered Mo Du, who was still in infinite free fall. Chi, a golden halo appeared on the ceiling. Mo Du, who was almost fainted, fell to the floor like a puddle of mud. The secret magician is divided into levels. With the power of Mo Du, there is no way to break through Luo Tang's secret magic. Free fall for several hours, not scared to death, already has a strong will. Familiar move, Teacher Luo, can I learn it? Captain Marvel shrugged and looked at Mo Du with pity. Relatively speaking, she felt really lucky. When I was controlled before, although the feeling of suffocation was a bit uncomfortable, it only lasted for a few tens of seconds. Captain Marvel's name for Luo Tang has changed in invisible. When she saw the knowledge that seemed to be tailor-made for herself, she knew that the man in front of her was even greater than she had imagined. Luo Tang shrugged, raised his hand on Captain Marvel's virtual light curtain, and joined the branch of esoteric magic. Knowledge is the most precious thing. But if his knowledge can leave a strong mark in the Marvel world, he doesn't mind, and spreads the knowledge. To put it bluntly, it's not how noble he is. Rather, he hopes that his name, along with knowledge, can spread throughout the universe. As a person who guards thousands of planets, Captain Marvel is undoubtedly a good communicator. Well, Mo Du, who was almost in a coma, shook his still drowsy head and wanted to stand up. Looking at the changing environment around him and the indifferent figure sitting on the sofa, he took a sip and fell to the ground again. There was a heartbroken expression on his dark face. At the moments Mo Du, like a child abandoned by his parents, exudes a weak, pitiful and helpless aura. Oh, his appearance reminds me of Kennerit who got F***ked. Captain Marvel glanced at Mo Du, and suddenly made a heartwarming comment. Danvers, girl, be more reserved. Luo Tang raised his eyebrows. I just want to ask, mentor, what did you do to him? You are so skinny, do you want to experience it? Luo Tang's cheeks twitched slightly. In no mood. No, you want to.